The attack in San Bernardino killed 14 of our fellow Americans, and here's a hard truth. We probably lost even more Americans than that to guns this weekend alone. On Saturday, another one of our communities was terrorized by gun violence. As many of you read, 6 people were gunned down in a rampage in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Now we seeing false flags when they sending out a shooter. The stories lacking evidence exaggerate the looters, trying to blame the assault rifles when the pistol was a Ruger, and they preach the propaganda cause it benefits the rulers. These guns will never stay out of the criminal's possession. All these innocent people are left to fend without a weapon. Wanna take away the second when they modify amendments with the similar faces. It was a crowd that they was renting, pulling strings just like a puppet with a sinister agenda. With these mind control experiments, you know they can't remember. It's a miniature candidate, a sleeper, a pretender, loading up all these projectiles and they send them out the chamber. They instill emotional reactions, hoping that it's tragic, using illegal tactics, putting science on the masses. Now they're giving all your rights away, the traffic of the panic, teaching all these kids complacency, so following's a habit. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting. Threatening to take them, so we all bought mags. Wanna gun grab, setting up false flags. 4 or 5 that set the country on the wrong path. Storm coming, hope I'm here when the storm passes. Democracy is not synonymous with freedom. Arming up anonymous on beats I speak treason. Seek to defeat deceit, I stay heathen. No receipt in the street for heats we keep seeking. Gun stores selling out every time it's mass shootings. Kalamazoo, Uber driver, mad shooter. Man recruiter, a Minuteman who stay diligent to the cause. Tighten up my syndicate. Guns don't kill, people do. Numb nuts, hard to speak on the truth to a bunch of dumb fucks. For the right to bear arms, throw your motherfucking fist up. Whoever wanna take them, you can get your ass lit up. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting. The Kazoo mass shooter got a few of them viewing it like the gun's the real problem, not the person that's shooting it. Relinquishing your rights till you hit with the clarity of what you sacrifice for a false sense of security. You're preventing the murder, makes an end in the murder scene. Will you still prevent it so it isn't you that they're murdering? Would you kill to save your own life? How about mine? What if you looked at Uber driver directly in the eyes and you knew that it had to be one of your 2 lives, and you're packing a 9 that's strapped to your side? Would you let him live to drive away and give another ride? What if your pistol wasn't registered? Would it change your mind? See, I didn't know the victims, but I mourn the losses without being in the presence of the robes and crosses. While the feds uses tragedy to force their causes, I defend my right to fend them off and load a cartridge. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting. Cause they bear arms with a plan to disarm me. Carry peace is the harm, not for peace and harmony. Sharpened up the artistry that runs through my arteries. Now I'm sharp shooting targets like it's me that they're targeting.
Working for gun hater and billionaire George Soros' Open Society Institute, Rebecca has secured a seemingly endless supply of money for the UN's global gun control agenda.
We have an obligation to every last victim of this illegal aggression because all of this carnage has been done in our name.
I should take care of that. There's a reason why I play that. Because those are some friends from Kalamazoo, from Michigan. All right. Matter of fact, one of the people there helped me, investigate a false flag they had there. Michigan is kind of like Texas or California, where there's an awful lot of false flags that have gone on. Now, I'm not sure why. The link was broken, so apparently the chat box there is not even working, so I'm just going to delete it and remove it, and we can go on without that. But anyways, the reason why I played it is because I'm about to show you another clip in a minute, and it's of this Chris Dorsey guy, this crazy guy that was debating Zach, and he even called it an interrogation of Zach, which was just bizarre. And the more I looked at it, I was just like, well, wait a second. Because we downloaded the video from Chris Dorsey's Facebook. And he's completely insane. And, you know, he came on the scene. And when he first came on the scene, I was like, yeah, this guy might be MK Ultra or something. But the clip I'm going to play you of him during this, debate he had with Zach is where I recognized the voice of the girl or the woman that called in. And she said her name was Kathy from Michigan. And I recognized, I said, that's Kathy O'Brien. Okay? And, of course, she's famous for doing the speeches on MK Ultra and everything else. Years ago, she got outed by Bill Cooper for being part of... Chris Dorsey is a nutty. Yeah, he is a nutty. But outed by Bill Cooper as being a plant. And, you know, the tough thing for me was when I was in Michigan, I looked at Kathy's work and a lot of it checked out. Because if you even heard in that video, these are some friends. I'm not a big fan of rap, but these are some friends, and I know them, and they are even talking about some of the mind control programs that were going on. I learned a lot from them because I was new to Michigan and I wasn't from there originally, right? So anyways, they had been there for a while and they knew some shit was going on, and it had been going on for a long time. And their way of expressing it was through music. And, no matter what your way of expressing what you see is wrong out there is a fine expression. And I think actually music is probably one of the best expressions to get the message out, especially to the youth. So these guys do a really great job. Their name is Conspiracy Camp with a K, and telling you the message. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because, yeah, there was a lot of mind control experiments going on in Michigan that I uncovered. And that's pretty much why I got kicked out of the state, literally, which was scary. But what scared me with this Chris Dorsey guy is I'm going to show you the clip, and I want you to listen. And if you recognize Kathy O'Brien's voice, I'm very good with kind of like audio voices and stuff like that, recognizing better than I am almost with faces. But I recognized her voice right away, and it's kind of a little bit weird that she would be calling in to him, okay? Because in the past, when I've investigated different people that, that seem to be shills or whatever, they often work with each other in a way that they don't even know they're working with each other. And I don't know if it's through, often maybe actually gematria or coded, just subliminal messages. They just somehow always attract each other. And when I looked over at Chris Dorsey, he was connected to some really weird stuff that has proven to be, shills. So... I think sometimes these MK Ultra people don't even know they're working with other MK Ultra people, but they always seem to do so. And, the question is, I don't know what is really going on with Kathy, honestly. I don't know. I never talked to her, never met her, so I couldn't say. But with her history in MK Ultra, and then him getting a phone call from her, I just thought was really bizarre. Could mean nothing. I think there's more going on with this nut job than what we know. And I want people to understand that these are the things you got to look for. You look through that connection that when they work with each other. And I've always said this, the shills will always work with other shills. This is why, you see, somebody go on Alex Jones and you're like, wait a second, how do they not know he's a shill? Well, I mean, maybe they're just programmed to just ignore it. I don't know. But they always seem to work with each other, and it's really bizarre. And I'm going to show you this clip again right now, if I can figure out how to jump over here, all right, and get it so I can play it. And let's see if that works.
Yeah. Hi, I'm calling from Michigan. My name is Kathy, and I just wanted to say that it's very hard to understand what the debate is because you're not having a two-way conversation.
Yeah, okay, I don't care. Yeah. So what's your point? This is an interrogation. This is not a debate. You see, listen here. Listen. Listen.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was an interrogation. I thought it was a debate because that's what it had said. So I didn't realize
I'll change the name. I'll change the name because no.
We thought you were going to debate something like an intelligent topic that people would want to tune in and learn about.
Oh, I am.
Now you're just
Well, who are you?
things, and it would be really great if you two could corroborate some things and actually give us something that we could all learn.
But who are you? Why would I give you anything? I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Your opinion means nothing to me. Who said that? Who said I'm doing this for the public? The public is stupid.
I don't know. You're just doing it to make money?
No, I'm not doing this to make money.
So why are you wasting everybody's time then?
I'm not wasting anybody's time. Why are you wasting your own time? If you think it's a waste of time, why are you wasting your own time? I'm about to give you like 30 more seconds. Learn from what? Learn what from Zach? How to pop words into a computer algorithm? Okay. Hey, do you know what the law of the land is? Hey, wait a second. Hey, we're doing an IQ here. Listen, I'm about to okay, caller, what is your name again?
I need to give you a Christmas present. My name is Kathy. Could I have your email address? Because I would like to send you the book. Because there's a lot
The
in there
book.
that you could apply to your own research. And it would really help you to understand what's going on. And it doesn't matter about sports. You're probably not into that. You are really out solving the world's problems. So you'd really learn about the chapters on government and things like that.
Okay.
So it would be really great if I could...
What does it say? Hold on a second. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. You tell me. Listen. No. Well, okay. If there's so much, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. I'm not going to give you my email address. My email address is public. Go to chris-dorsey.com. And why don't you just tell me something? Because I don't want to waste my time because I'm busy.
So anyways, it was just really weird. We don't need to keep on listening to the insanity, but you can see his behavior. There's just connections that aren't, just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's really tough to explain this whole history of when I have dealt with people that I thought were MK Ultra. It was like they're missing something, this connection they're missing with certain things. And you could see his facial expressions, just connections that just weren't there. The firing of the neurons weren't working in a particular order that makes sense. And I hope I'm even making sense on explaining that, but it's completely insane. And what was really bizarre is the fact that Kathy O'Brien gets through. You need to maybe watch a couple of her videos and hear her voice. Watch the newer ones and you'll recognize that it's the same voice. Kathy from Michigan. Could it be a million different Kathys from Michigan? Yes, but not with the same voice. So it was really bizarre that she called in, and I think I just wanted to put that on the table because, I think there's more going on with this Chris Dorsey, and you have to understand these are the type of things you got to look for when you see what these shills are doing, because oftentimes they somehow automatically attract each other. And I don't know how to explain it other than that, but they find each other and work with each other. And these are the kind of things I look for. And I even saw he's promoting 153, which, goes to show you that's, another big MK Ultra thing, or, I'm not going to get into exactly what it is yet until it comes time to expose them, but we will. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. And, it needed to be said because it kept on bothering me. Why, Kathy would call. I guess it's she could be interested in many different things, but why would she be learning gematria when, in theory, if she was this MK Ultra victim, she should already know it. If she went through all this program where they all communicate with each other, she should already know it. And that's a question that needs to be answered, I guess, is why she in her videos never explained that part of it. And it goes back to these people that are supposedly whistleblowers, and they come out and say, well, hey, this was me. I was part of the Illuminati, and now I'm recovering, and this and that. Okay, but why are you not telling us certain things? And, some of their esoteric symbolism, whether it's gematria or other things that involve the Kabbalah should be known by you. And if they are, why aren't they being exposed by you? And why are you only exposing this portion? You know, because we always know that they like to tell us what they're doing. So now, is she still under control? And, you know, she's highlighting that this guy is one of them. It's weird how they do these things, but you need to pay attention to it, because you always see these people, they out themselves by the people they interact with and how they behave. And again, I want to go to show you that, you know, some friends there that made some good music, that they're still in an area where it's heavily MK Ultra'd, and they're right there, and this is their answer to it is, hey, we're ready. We're saying we're not going to let these people come get us. We got guns. And, you know, that's my position on it, is that's what a real militia works or looks like. It doesn't look like Chris Dorsey, okay? You know, I know militias. I know people. And Chris Dorsey is just a crazy person. He's not the militia. He doesn't belong to a militia. You know, he doesn't understand it. And yeah, they're using him, I think, to make people that are outing a lot of different political ideas or what would be considered conspiracies to look crazy. And, you know, the public needs to be known. He's not one of us. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's a plant. He's working with something more than we even understand. And it's a little weird. And no matter which way you look at it, when you see people like Chris come along, you need to recognize, all right, where are they coming from? Who are they working with? What are they promoting? Have those things been connected to something else? You know, I know it's always like, oh, well, something can always connect to another. Yes, it can, and I understand that. But when you have certain key elements just pop out at you like that, you have to take notice to them. So, anyways, is a recruiter of all sorts, a recruiter of insanity. Yeah. So, you know, hopefully people start to see people like him and understand that there's a lot of those people out there, and there's a lot of them that aren't, you know, so totally insane like he is, and they can fool you. And, you know, like I've always said, you know, one thing that's always made me feel comfortable about Bill, you know, I've had all these shills came at me when I first came out and started talking about things and some of the secrets of what I saw go on. And Bill was the only guy, all right, you know, you can say whatever you want about Bill and his silly hat or whatever you want to say, but he was honest. He was the most most natural person out there. And, you know, even his, you know, the way he spells bad when he types a message and I can't even understand it, you know, that's what I love about him, because it's honest. You know, he wasn't programmed by this machine. You know, we all got a little bit of MK Ultra just by going to school. And we have to recognize that, okay, this schooling, this societal, you know, this social engineering made me who I am. And I have to understand that there is social engineering out there. I have to understand that my education system, you know, made me who I was. And if I don't understand that, then I'm welcoming that programming. And by recognizing it, you can push it out. Okay? And there are people that have been able to take a stance against this programming. And, you know, I just want more people to do it and recognize that there's people like Chris all over the internet. Constantly all over the internet. And nobody's examining more about them. You need to examine them. You know, you can even examine me. I went to Thomason freaking elementary school. I'll tell you right where I know where I learned how to ride a bike. I didn't have any missing time. And if you talk to these people, they can't answer questions all the time about their past, because it's like, I don't know if it's maybe part of their programming is blocked or something. You know, listen, I never went to any of these places. I don't have any missing time. So, you know, and I feel free to answer any questions about that. You know, because, you know, people in the public should be more visible and transparent. And, you know, this truth community has been overloaded with a lot of bullshit. And it's shill after shill. And, yeah, I'm getting tired of it because, you know, I don't care if people watch me. But when they watch somebody, I want them to be getting some shit that's not programming. You know, I don't care what they're telling you. There's always truth in everything. Like Bill says, this is no matter what, you know, there's always truth in everything. Even the shows give you truth. You have to take that truth throughout the bad. But what I get scared is in the digital age is what's being thrown in with their truth. You know, is there programming being thrown in with their truth? And I'd love to see, you know, these, what do you call these social engineers stop trying to program people. And I don't know, sometimes I almost feel like it's an overwhelming battle. But anyways, Pat Kahn took care of the militias. Eric Holder started that out in the 90s. Yeah, the militias, unless, you know, that's why I like about you. That's the tough thing is, right, in theory, all right, the Virginia militia has nothing to do with Chris Dorsey. He just calls his own militia, him and some other guy, the two-man freaking Virginia militia that has nothing to do with the Virginia militia. But in theory, the real militias are the ones that you start locally with, you know, your neighbors or people you know. And, you know, they are out there, okay? But there's a big difference between what the people that aren't crazy doing it and the people that are. And Chris Dorsey's got in his imagination going on. That's the only place that militia is happening. It's not happening in his real world. It's happening in Fantasyland. And if you listen to the guy talk, everything's happening in Fantasyland with him. It's kind of scary. But, you know, I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, maybe more people out there have something to say about why Kathy called. You know, I mean, maybe it's something we need to get a hold of Kathy and see if we could talk to her and, you know, and see what, you know, made her want to call or something. I just thought it was really weird. Anyways, maybe it was just me. That's about all I have to say about that. You know, I don't know. Maybe we'll watch another video from one of my friends here. See if we can do that. All right, and that will take us out of here. All right, let's see. What do they got? All right.
We have an obligation to every last victim of this illegal aggression because all of this carnage has been done in our name. Since World War II, 90% of the casualties of war are unarmed civilians, a third of them children. Our victims have done nothing to us. From Palestine to Afghanistan to Iraq to Somalia to wherever our next target may be, their murders are not collateral damage. They are the nature of modern warfare.
Every bar's a landmine when I spit, when I grip on the 4.5 with the AR. You shit, you bitch. My whip is just like Mad Max. My rap is simple, I state facts. My strap is stolen, I hate rats. Hate cops in a state hat. This is a declaration of war now. We bringing war to your town like a Ferguson riot. Shooting cops, I ignite it. Monarch slaves like Mariah is who you worship and idol. The president is king, it's just America's title. I look at regimes through the scope of my rifle. I look at these fiends, all they dope is prescribed though. You think that you free? Ha, that's just a lie, bro. My enemy is somebody I know. These cops, these feds, historians, reporters, pop shots till they dead. Find glory in disorder. I find glory in resistance to this evil crooked system. You know it's crooked, still you voted. Don't do shit, you chicken. Land of the brave, yeah right, it's the land of the brainwashed slaves. They make minimum wage to pay the masters. The masters flag they wave. They've been sold a lie that made them blind, so they can't see they cage. Close range, I'll bust the gauge and let sparks hit master's face. Oh yes, oh yes. It's a declaration of war now with the sawed off bump putting foe down with the people's champ taking your crown. Oh yes, oh yes. It's a declaration of war now. Big city or small town, feel the earthquake under your ground. It's war time. It's war time. I'm in Camden, New Jersey, setting up test sales. But Ferguson, Missouri didn't go well. Or the case in Enbridge oil spill. Will another one happen? Only time will tell. Fucking politicians being unaccountable. So I'm never gonna fuck around a fool. Bodies hit the flow, going to a drama pool. And I can't stop learning, better go to school. And I'm gonna be the one to break the golden rule. So I guess I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Laying out the battle plan, calling in the troops. Now you see them pussy out, wanna call a truce. Loading up a magazine, then I bust a loose. Setting up a guillotine when I'm coming through. So I'm gonna guarantee that they're gonna shoot. Hit them like a SWAT team off the fucking roof. All the trap, and I like that. If you wanna scrap, then I'll fight back. You throwing bows, wanna strike cats. And I'm folding hoes when I write tracks. And the truth hurts when I'm spitting facts. So I'm splitting heads with a pickaxe. You overreact, I just relax. And I'm waiting for the day when the shit collapses. Since infiltration operation by Goldman Sachs. They avoid the tax with stage attacks. They exploit the gaps in between the cracks. They don't pay a fair share, but we pay the max. Keep hitting laps when they taking naps. Now they playing taps when I'm laying them flat. So you best retract, better check your maps. Never get distracted by the Facebook app. All the instruments of mass destruction. Career politicians won't end corruption. With every choice, there's repercussion. Don't be a slacker that slows production. Building up a team that's called construction. Don't really listen, there's no discussion. Think you know it all, that's your assumption. A real revolutionary really does shit. Oh yes, oh yes. It's the declaration of war now. With the sawed off bump, putting foe down. With the people's champ taking your crown. Oh yes, oh yes. It's the declaration of war now. Big city or small town, feel the earthquake under your ground. It's war time. It's war time. Indoctrination of the population through curriculum mandate throughout the nation. Teach memorization over contemplation. Train the left brain and never step out the matrix. I was raised in the States where the profit reigns, so I'm raising the stakes with these pocket aces. If they try to take what I've got in my hands, I'ma take off the safety, cock and aim. And while y'all been watching the stock exchange keep falling like somebody went and tied the laces, I've been in the basement banging beats like a day off. It's nothing but time that's wasted. I'll ride for my close friends and family, die for my own sins, don't need saving. Paving the way for a major change in the game. Stay in your lane or get laid on the pavement. Call it a game, but it's not to be played with. It's sacred. Some of these clowns like to monkey around, and that's the type of thing that makes you wanna go ape shit. Late nights, working the day shift, search for the sun rays as soon as the rain hits. Under the strain of court dates and payments, still don't give a damn if I ever get famous. My motivation is to hold a place in your playlist. Right next to 2 Chainz, Wayne and Drake, and get paid to say shit that offends your favorite. I may not make it, may be killed by my fellow man who I try to awaken. Reincarnated as a future camp member, cause that's the only way to find my replacement. This is it, the declaration. Line the cops up and pepper spray them. I set the pace, no second place shit. Usually I like the smell of bacon, but they're pinheads. The hell they're raising makes you wanna celebrate another dead racist. Separation of church and state is fake, and I'm saying I really can't take it. Oh yes, oh yes. It's the declaration of war now. With the sawed off bump, putting foe down. With the people's champ taking your crown. Oh yes, oh yes. It's the declaration of war now. Big city or small town, feel the earthquake under your ground. It's war time. It's war.